variety of factors, including adverse global shocks, unfavorable domestic imbalances, structural rigidities, and the unintended consequences of certain corrective policy measures implemented to restore and realign our macroeconomic landscape. In recent years, the continuous decline in Nigeria's crude oil production has further weakened our already inadequate economic diversification. This has led to a decline in government revenue and foreign exchange inflows, while simultaneously witnessing a growth in public expenditure and a deterioration in macroeconomic indicators, which has constrained our policy options. Consequently, we have seen the fiscal deficit and public debt increase, placing additional strain on external reserves and contributing to exchange rate instability. The GDP growth rate has remained modest, declining to 3.1% in 2022 from 3.4% in 2021, and further dropping to 2.5% in the second quarter of 2023. The projection for 2023 stands at 2.9%. Despite this, the non-oil sector continues to be the main driver of growth, expanding by 3.58% in the second quarter of 2023 compared to 2.77% in the first quarter. This growth is attributed to the services, agriculture, and industrial sectors, which contributed 4.2%, 1.94%, and 1.50% respectively to overall output growth in the second quarter of 2023. Looking ahead, a growth rate of 2.36% is expected in the third quarter of 2023, with an anticipated increase of 3.9% in the fourth quarter as various reforms take effect. Distinguished guests, the domestic factors affecting Nigeria's economic performance span a wide range, encompassing both social and economic aspects. Insecurity remains a pressing issue, affecting the agricultural, industrial, and services sectors simultaneously. The persistently high levels of insecurity have resulted in decreased national output and productivity, as many farmers have been unable to access their farmlands, disrupting supply chains and major economic activities. This, not surprisingly, has led to food shortages and inflation in various parts of the country. Infrastructure constraints also pose significant challenges, undermining the production chain and distribution network of goods and services. Additionally, issues such as business bottlenecks and a culture of poor service delivery, particularly within the public sector, further hinder the fortunes of the Nigerian economy. Addressing these challenges requires a well-crafted structural policy complemented by coordinated monetary and fiscal policies. Permit me, at this juncture, to further recognize the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Olawale Edun, who also emerged from the banking industry and with whom we are collaborating with on these critical issues on a continuous and regular basis. A thorough assessment of the economy reveals significant challenges, including high and rising inflation, inadequate foreign exchange supply, depreciation of the exchange rates, limited external reserves, weakened output, and high unemployment. These challenges have led to increased interest rates, discouraging investment in productive activities. Within the banking system, high inflation has affected asset quality and solvency ratios. Additionally, the persistent depreciation of the naira poses a significant risk for domestic banks with foreign exchange exposures. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I understand that many of you have concerns about the current state of our economy. And I'm sure when I was reading the whole myriad of problems facing our economy, you must have been saying to yourself, well, we know, but what are you going to do about it? I want to assure you that while it is indeed a formidable challenge, it is not insurmountable. With the right policy measures, we can overcome these obstacles and pave the way for progress and prosperity. I'm confident and optimistic that by taking appropriate corrective actions and strategic steps, we can restore macroeconomic stability and address fundamental flaws. The removal of petrol subsidy and the adoption of a floating exchange rate, among other government policies, are anticipated to have positive effects on the economy in the medium term. These measures are expected to enhance investor confidence, attract capital inflows, stimulate domestic investment, and ultimately improve the level of external reserves. Additionally, they are expected to contribute to the stabilization of the domestic currency. Indeed, despite the challenging global and domestic macroeconomic environment, Nigeria's financial sector has demonstrated resilience in 2023. With key indicators of financial soundness largely meeting regulatory benchmarks. Stress tests conducted on the banking industry also indicates its strength under mild to moderate scenarios of sustained economic and financial stress, although there's room for further strengthening and enhancing resilience to shocks. Therefore, there's still much to do.
You just saw there the governor of Nigeria's central bank, Olayemi Cardoso, give an address there at the Nigeria Institute of Bankers annual summit dinner. Of course, and he, of course, highlighted a couple of issues. Just a quick recap. He said non-oil sector is a major economic boost for Nigeria's economic growth. And he also highlighted insecurity being one of the greatest issues the country is currently facing. He also highlighted the fact that Nigeria is facing significant macroeconomic issues, and as a solution forward, he says strategic steps and policy actions will be put in place to ensure that all of these issues are nipped in the bud. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on this particular live event. But still in the course of the news, staying with the courts, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has sacked the Speaker of the Bauchi State House of Assembly, Abubakar Suleiman, from his seat as member representing Ningi Central Constituency, Ningi local government area of Bauchi State, northeast Nigeria. The appellate court, in its judgment on Friday, ordered for a rerun in 10 polling units in the constituency. Suleiman is the immediate past chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria. Let's also tell you that the Kano State Police Command has arrested 7 persons for participating in Wednesday's protest, following the reported contradiction in the judgment of the Court of Appeal sacking Governor Abba Yusuf. Following reported discrepancies in the certified true copy of the Court of Appeal judgment, a wild protest rocked Kano on Wednesday. Addressing journalists late Wednesday, the Commissioner for Police in Kano, Mr. Hussaini Gumel, said 7 of the protesters were arrested around Kano 9 while heading to the State House. In the meantime, Yoruba community in Kano has expressed worries over the claim that Yorubas in